Hi everybody, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a cartoon version of your piece of fruit. And we're going to start with the image here. We're going to turn it into a cartoon like this, and then we're going to be able to change the colors in here by selecting different sections and assigning different colors, fill colors to them like this. So clicking colors, and this is what we're going to do. So let me give you the setup right now. If you take a look right here in my layers, you'll see that I have a group that is a line drawing, and then I have a group that is the shapes that make the color fill. And I'll walk you through that right now. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to start at the very beginning, which means even taking that image out of there. So just doing a new project here. We're doing letter size. We can do cartoon fruit. Spell it correctly. And then in this particular case, it could be either landscape or portrait, depending on what you have. But you kind of think about what you have laid out and choose your orientation wisely, okay? We can change this later, but it's best to get set up in the beginning. So I'm going to choose just the, I'm going to do portrait for this one, because it's a strawberry and can fit in this space right here. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get an image, and that's going to come from, from an internet search. And so if we go to images here, we search, I'm just going to choose strawberry again. We're going to look for an image. Go to tools right here and click on size and choose large. That way we have a really high resolution image that we're working from. This one has a lot of detail. There's the one that I used before. And you can pick any of these that work for you. So I'll just go with this one. We'll right click and say open the image in a new tab after we click on it one time, and that's going to bring it up here. Here's the full size image. Look how beautiful it is. Let's right click on that and say save image as, and we're going to put this into our folder drawing in Illustrator. And you'll notice that I already have one there. Oh, now I'm going to have two. In the next step here, we're going to bring that image into Illustrator by going to the File menu and choosing Place. Navigate to that folder, drawing in Illustrator, select your photo, click the Place button, and then you'll notice this little icon. What you can do is just click and drag and fit that image into this space. Now I'm going to go much bigger with this image, so holding the Shift key, I'm going to scale it up until it's nice and big and fits in this space. We want to work with nice big images. So once I have it placed in there, I'm going to double click on this layer. I'm going to click this button right here that says template, and we're going to name it template. I'll press OK. You'll see it dim down, and now we're ready to draw over the top of it. It's also locked. Do not unlock the layer. Leave it locked. Coming back here, let me just do a quick setup here so you can see a little bit better. There we go. Now we're going to add a new layer above it, and this layer is going to be called line drawing. And the line drawing is going to be a trace, and we're going to use the brush that we made the other day, the calligraphic brush, and make sure that you've got it selected right here. And if you don't have it, go ahead and click add. We'll make a new calligraphic brush, name it with your name, Mr. Cross. Right here we're going to change this number to 3. We're going to change this to say pressure, and we're going to change variation to say 3. That's going to give us some variation when we press down. Also, you can see that's the name of my brush right there, Mr. Cross. So now as I start to draw, I'm going to draw these shapes. Watch out for doing this. Don't start out here and then turn this direction, because this line belongs to this shape and this line belongs to this shape. We want to keep those two things separate. I'm going to zoom way in here to do this, and I'm going to start on this side and work my way back. So we're going to be, we need the lines to connect, so we're looking to draw clean lines. Now, see how Illustrator smoothed that out? I'm going to double click on this brush, and you can see I have my paintbrush option set to be more smooth. But I'm going to put it back into the center and say OK. Then I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to draw again. And now I should get a little bit more accurate line. See that? Next, I'm going to start on these leaves. Again, the pressure changes the size of the brush. So if you're pressing down really hard, you're going to get a big thick line. If you're pressing down lightly, you're going to get a thinner line. And I'm just going to work my way around each of these shapes. The important thing to note here is that each line needs to touch the other line. There can't be any gaps in this. So as you're working through it, you can hold the space bar down to move through it. We're going to trace out all of the parts of this image. Sometimes you got to think about what it is that you're drawing in order to figure out what the shape's supposed to be. Like that is a curving leaf right there, and I missed the gap right here and right here, so I'm going to close those up. And then this is a little fuzzy piece right here, so I'm going to give it a little bit of wiggle. Try not to press down too hard. You can always change the size of the brush by using the bracket keys if you want to go smaller. Or if you want it to be bigger, you can use the other bracket key to scale it up. The important thing again is just to make sure that the leaves are touching, or the lines are touching each other as you work your way through this drawing. This is kind of a cool shape for this leaf because it's folded over. And I'm just going to work my way through this whole thing. I'll see about speeding up this part of the video. So we'll just be drawing through it. Again, if you miss the gap, close the gap up. Now, I'm going pretty quickly, but I do want you to try and be as accurate as possible so we can get lots of detail. If you make a mistake, we can also switch to the direct selection tool and take out anchor points or move anchor points so that they're positioned where we need them. Just like that. Like that one right there. I don't need that extra anchor point, and this one needs to be moved over a little bit. And yeah, just continue your way through the project, and that'll be part 1.